quick weight loss programs that worked in your 20s, let me move this here, worked in your 20s seem to backfire now. Like that 1,200 calorie diet that used to pretty much melt the pounds off, how it just pretty much nowadays leaves you feeling frustrated and tired and eventually heavier than when you started. Or maybe you've tried every new diet trend from keto to cleanses to things like Shakeology and Beachbody and meal replacements, only to find yourself caught in an endless cycle of losing and regaining the same weight over and over. If you're nodding your head right now, I totally get it. You're in the right spot. Go ahead and drop the word tired in the comments, because today I'm going to show you exactly why these programs fail after 35, and more importantly, what actually does work for keeping weight off at this stage in life. So in this video, I'm going to reveal why this fast weight loss method that typically everybody falls for usually or used to work in your 20s backfires after 35, especially if you've done these diets or different styles of weight loss programs after years, like many of my clients have. I'm also going to reveal the hidden reason why quick fix diets actually damage your metabolism instead of accelerating it and leading to the fat loss that you're looking for. I'm also going to talk about how to lose weight in a way that actually sticks without giving up your favorite foods. Because let me just tell you, I've tried so many different ways, so have my clients. And one of the biggest things that we see is if somebody gives up their favorite foods, it's only a matter of time before they reach for those foods out of cravings or emotional eating or feeling stressed. And then we reach for comfort foods, and then everything, all bets are off at that point. Lastly, I'm going to show you the exact approach that works for your body now, especially if you're 35 and over like this guy here. So if you're done with the frustrating cycle of losing and regaining weight over and over, I've created something specifically for you, and it's game changing. It's my sustainable fat loss cheat sheet. You're going to see the link in the comments below, or excuse me, in the description box below. You'll see it in the comments as well. Or you can just drop the phrase cheat sheet in the comments, and I will send that right to you. But it's going to show you exactly how to lose weight in a way that lasts without extreme diets, without endless cardio or even any cardio at all, and no rebounds. So this is not going to be a way where you get what I call a temporary weight loss makeover, where you lose weight and you feel good for 3 to 6 months and you put it all back on later. This is for those people who are like, I can lose 10, 20, 30 pounds. I'm looking to lose all of the weight and I'm looking to keep it off. I'm done with the rebound. If that's you, you're in the right place. If you're new, welcome to my channel. If you are joining back again, welcome back. My name is Lance, and I help professionals and entrepreneurs achieve permanent fitness transformations, permanent being the key word, without crash diets, without torturous workout sessions, or expensive appetite suppressing injections. And I think we all know what those are. So since 2005, 20 years now, I've helped hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of food-loving clients, just like this guy here, to build strong, lean bodies and regain confidence and energy while actually enjoying the process, which is why my program is called Joyfully Fit 365. It's going to get you fit joyfully, and it's going to keep you there 365 days a year for the rest of your life if you follow the program style. So I want to share a story about a client. We're going to call her Gina for the sake of her privacy, but this is one of my clients who might remind you of yourself. She came to me frustrated after trying everything, okay? In her 20s, she was able to drop weight so easily. She just cut calories, she'd do a little extra cardio, and then the pounds would pretty much just fall off, according to what she would say. But now, as she was 42 and she came to me, nothing seemed to work at all, okay? Nothing worked the same way as what it did. She would try a strict diet, she'd lose some weight, but then she'd feel exhausted and hungry all the time, which she didn't in her 20s. Then life would happen. She'd have like a work deadline or family stress, which was quite, common at the time for her, and she'd cave. what's the deal with this? And she would ask me very frustratedly, like, I don't understand. If it worked before, why is it not working now? What Gina didn't realize was that her body had changed, number one. Number two is that what she had done over the course of dieting excessively slowed down her metabolism in what's called adaptive thermogenesis. Those aggressive approaches weren't just failing her, they were actually, we're going to say damaging, even though this is kind of a misnomer, but they were damaging her metabolism and setting her up for bigger rebounds. But here's where everything changed. And these are the areas where I want to give you 3 strategies. They're a little bit more than that, but 3 main strategies that are going to help you to actually get out of the fat loss trap. Strategy 1 is we've got to understand what the fat loss trap is, okay? So your metabolism, firstly, is going to change after 35, and it's going to change every decade thereafter quite aggressively. That's the first thing. So you need to know that you're not the same as what you were in your 20s or even early 30s. Secondly, aggressive calorie cutting signals a potential famine around you, because what's happening is your body is going, well, he had me eating 3,500 calories or 2,500 calories if you're female, and doing, walking and taking care of the kids and walking the dog and doing the business and going upstairs trying to get a workout or whatever. And then now he or she just cuts out 800 to 900 calories off of me and still is expecting me to do the same thing. Well, your body, because it is very intuitive, it down regulates to match those calories that you're consuming. What this means is that your body is no longer burning calories at the same rate as what it was, all because of these dieting antics that most of us have fallen for, okay? So what happens is your body is going to work to conserve body fat as energy for this purpose, because it perceives that there must be a famine. Because otherwise, who naturally is going to just remove 1,000 calories of food out of the blue? That's what the body is designed to do, is to, let's say, overcome those sort of things so that we don't starve and lose all of our energy. So it stores fat specifically for energy, because fat is the easiest to hold and to store for later. And that's what's going on here. So quick weight loss often means muscle loss also. And this is a major thing. So many women watch my program and they're like, well, I don't really care about muscle. That's where everything is going wrong, I promise you, because the more muscle you have, first of all, you are not going to look bulky. The reason that women typically look bulky when they're doing, when they're weightlifting or they're gaining muscle, it's because they're not losing body fat. And if you gain body fat or keep the same body fat and you're building on muscle, the muscle is underneath of the layer of fat, so you're pushing out those layers of fat, meaning that you're going to look blocky or puffy. This is not muscle causing this. This is your body fat. So the point is that we want to conserve as much muscle and put on as much muscle on you as humanly possible, because this is going to mean that your body is more metabolically active, because muscle is more metabolically active. And what this means is that muscle requires more calories to maintain it, whereas fat requires fewer calories to maintain it. And if you're losing muscle because you're under eating, you are effectively slowing down your metabolism, making it that you require fewer calories, meaning less food. That sucks. And now on top of that too, you're going to have less strength, less energy, all the things. So each crash diet is going to make it harder to lose weight the next time due to adaptive thermogenesis, okay? Hopefully this is making sense. Drop a comment and let me know. Is this making sense? Is this resonating with you guys? So strategy 2 is we've got to focus on the biology of sustainable fat loss. This means we're not aiming for losing body fat as quickly as humanly possible. We're going to instead lose body fat as quickly as possible sustainably. And what does that mean is that we're only trying to lose body fat through safe, let's say safe calorie deficits that does not cause your muscle to evaporate, we're going to say, or for you to use it as energy, because this is going to help you to keep your body fat low once you've lost it and keep your calories higher. So moderate deficits of 300 to 500 calories below your maintenance allow your body to actually burn fat while keeping your metabolism strong, unlike crash diets that force your body into survival mode and slow your metabolism sometimes up to 30 to 40%, okay? And this is where like most people are doing calorie deficits of 800 to 1200 calories. So I've seen so many people go to boot camp, again, I won't name the names, but they'll show me, hey Lance, what do you think of this meal plan they gave me? And I'm like looking at it and I'm like, it's 1200 calories. Why are you doing 1200 calories? Did they figure out your calories? Well, no, it's just what they gave women, and the men were 1600 calories. Holy crap. This is not what you do. So what happens is like, I'll ask them, well, do you know what you were eating before, your calories? No, I think it was close to like 2100, 2200. Okay, so what we're doing is you're getting 1,000 calorie deficit like that. So you're going to lose really quick and your body is going to rapidly adapt to those low calories. Extreme deficits lead to extreme downregulation of your metabolism. Don't do this. So now the second thing is that protein becomes so much more critical after 35 because muscle loss accelerates for us, okay? So you want to aim for 1 gram of protein per pound of your goal body weight. So if you're 160, you want to be 120 pounds, 120 grams of protein is where you need to aim for. So pretty easy on that one. And the thing is that this is going to preserve the metabolism, and it's going to preserve lean muscle, which helps to keep that metabolism soaring, and it's going to make sure that you don't look sick when you've lost body fat, because that's what happens to so many people. They'll say, yeah, I felt good, I lost 40 pounds, and then my mom said, honey, you look sick, and I felt embarrassed, and blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, because you do look sick. You dropped all this weight as quickly as possible through these extreme measures. You weren't able to maintain muscle mass, so now you look like Skeletor, if you remember He-Man from the 80s. And it's just, again, I'm not making fun, but this is what happens. I've been there. For me, at like 21, 22 years old, I didn't understand how to preserve muscle mass when losing body fat, and I could remember feeling good because I could see my abs again, but in a long sleeve shirt. Several of the guys that I went to church with are like, hey bro, you still working out? And I just was like, oh, this sucks. And it was all because I gave up on my lean body mass just to get the weight off. That's not the right way to do this, okay? All right, next thing. Hormonal changes after 35 are going to make your body more likely to store fat and lose muscle. It sucks, but it doesn't have to stay that way. Meaning that if you do nothing and you're doing the wrong things, you're going to notice storing more body fat and losing more muscle. But if you're doing the right things, you can counteract all of this. But this is why we focus on strength training and higher protein instead of just cardio and cutting your dang calories. Cardio and cutting your calories are what 20-something college girls do. That's not what we do in our late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, okay? So if you're still doing that, just expect your metabolism to keep on declining. All right, now, your metabolic rate is going to drop about 2 to 3% per decade after 35, which makes muscle preservation so much more critical than ever before. Every pound of muscle that you put on your frame is going to be burning an extra anywhere from 6 to 20-something extra calories per day at rest, even more so when you're exercising, okay? So what this means is that it's never been more important to focus on building muscle over losing fat, as doing this is going to lead to losing fat also, but you have a better frame, okay? Is this making sense, guys? Let me know in the comments below. All right, the last thing is we've got to make it work in your real life. Let me move this over here too, so I'm not looking over at my notes so far. So what we want to do is, the very first thing is you want to set up your environment for success. What that means is that, just as a couple quick examples, stock your office with protein-rich snacks. Whether you work at home, you work at your office, make sure you've got protein on the ready, at the ready. You want to make sure that you've got grab-and-go breakfast options. For example, like I do an egg white protein shake, which sounds gross, but it's not. It's got Nestle hot cocoa powder mixed in it, and it's got quick oats dry that are ground. So you grind them up into a powder and mix it together, and I'm telling you, it's really great, and it takes me like 30 seconds to slam it. So even if I'm running late, I'm never going to miss my breakfast, and I'm never going to miss that 40-something grams of protein that I get from that. So you want to make sure that you've got breakfast options for busy mornings so that you're not skipping that meal and you're not skipping the protein, because normally what I see is that when people miss breakfast, they feel like they're behind all day pertaining to protein. So we want to make sure that we don't do that. Keep a shaker bottle at work for quick protein shakes. Guys, I cannot even express how simple that is to do. That way when meetings run long, or if you've got to head to a restaurant because you're meeting a client or colleagues and you're like, great, I don't even know what they're serving and now it's going to mean that I'm going to blow my diet or my meal plan. No, not at all. Slam a protein shake on your way. So number one, it's going to make sure that you're not as hungry or ravenous. Number two, it's going to make sure that you already got your protein macros handled on that meal. So if they only serve carbs and fats, or you decide you want mozzarella cheese sticks, you've already had your protein. And as long as it fits within your calorie budget, like I teach, you're going to do great. And it's all because of preparation and focusing on what truly matters. And that's going to be, again, muscle preservation and protein when it comes to this, okay? Next thing, create what we call an if-then plan for common obstacles. So if you have a work dinner, choose a protein first, just like what I just mentioned, and enjoy small portions of other foods, okay? So this is that same principle where you're going to make sure you're slamming a protein shake on your way to a restaurant or to a meeting. If you're too busy to cook, make sure you've got 2 to 3 ready-made healthy backup meals. So what Lauren and I do, we make up, like, we'll get our air fryer or pressure cooker. We'll make up, let's say, like buffalo flavored style chicken in the pressure cooker. And then we might do taco seasoned beef on the skillet. And then we might do like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something else. Like, I mean, I don't want to say chicken breast, but let's just say chicken breast. So we put chicken breasts that are seasoned, flavored. Like we do like herb and garlic, like delicious, where it's got Parmesan on it. Like we're talking, and guys, let me just tell you this. If you are used to dried out chicken and you think that that's healthy eating, you need yourself a food thermometer, okay? Plain and simple. Get on the internet and find out how many minutes it truly takes approximately for what you're cooking, and use that dang food thermometer to make sure that you're not drying out your food. And you want to make sure that as long as it's 165 degrees or above, if it's pork or chicken, that's all you need it to. Most people are ending up cooking those suckers till they're like 220 degrees on the inside, and now you've got like a dried out chicken, thing that you're trying to convince yourself to eat, and it's got no flavor. That's why you're failing. Don't do that. Use some of the things that we're teaching here because they will make a difference. Our clients use these things every day, okay? So a food thermometer is going to go a long way for you. But this way here, like what I was just describing, if I've got something in the oven, something on the skillet, and something in the pressure cooker, the only thing I'm really monitoring is what's on the skillet. And then like every 10 minutes, I might check the, which it's like 21 minutes to cook chicken in the oven. I'm going to check the food temperature, and that's it. And then like the pressure cooker's doing that chicken, I drain it, put everything in Tupperware, and now I've got meat at the ready. And then all you got to do is have like some sweet potatoes you wrap in cellophane, throw in the microwave, or a white potato. It makes no difference. Or minute rice, whatever. But this way here, you've always got things prepped and ready without doing the old school Sunday meal prep for 4 hours, okay? So these things really work, but only if you use them. Let's see, the next thing is going to be to build in plan flexibility using the 80-20 rule, okay? 80% of your meals are going to be focused on protein and nutrients, what we call whole foods or nutrient-dense foods. The other 20% are going to be used for those social events where it's like, or your favorite foods without guilt. The main thing when you do the other 20% is making sure that you're still within your calorie, let's call it a budget for lack of better terms at the moment. And when you're within your calorie range that you need, a safe calorie deficit, about 300 to 400 calories below your maintenance, and you're doing the 80-20 rule, this means 80% of those calories that you took in are going to come from whole foods, 20% come from fun foods. You're still within your calorie budget, and now you're enjoying foods that normally in the past might have caused you to derail because they weren't allowed. If you allow yourself to have these foods, they're not off limits, and you get to fit them in, which works better, and you get to enjoy life so much more. Lastly, is you want to schedule your workouts like your meetings. I cannot stress this enough. You want to block out 3 non-negotiable 30-minute slots weekly for strength training, okay? 30 to 40 minutes is all it takes, but be flexible. And what you want to do is you want to put these in your smartphone calendar, just like you would for a doctor's meeting, so that you don't miss this and everything works around it. Now, you're going to be tempted to tell people like, oh, it's just a workout, I can move it. No, you can't. Now, you can move it if there's emergency, but I teach do not cancel your workouts only postpone them. So if that means that you need to move it from Wednesday to Thursday or from morning to afternoon, great. But don't just go, well, great, I missed my workout this week. No, that's not creative problem solving in the slightest. That just means you're taking the easy way out. Don't do that. Move your workout, don't cancel it. So those are the main things that I would suggest over doing the quick weight loss scenario that so many people fall for. So now that you understand why quick fix approaches typically fail after 35, you do need a plan that actually works for your body now at this age, okay? That's exactly what my sustainable fat loss cheat sheet gives you. It's going to show you how to calculate your ideal calorie range for lasting results. It's going to show you how to do your macros for fat loss support after 35, and the simple daily habits that keep weight off for good, okay? So you don't want to miss that cheat sheet. You can click the link or you can comment the word cheat sheet or the phrase cheat sheet, and I will send that directly over to you. No conversations, just right for you, so you can start using this and getting the information that's going to help you to lose weight slowly, sustainably, so you can keep it off for good. Now, what I want you to do is to remember that your body has changed and it's okay. I'm going to be 40, and the reality is that I'm in better shape at this age than I was in my 20s. So I don't want to hear people going, oh man, ever since I'm 40. No, it's because you've done the wrong things. My back hurts at times, my knees hurt at times, not because of my age, guys, not because I worked out, not because I didn't. It's because I did not do mobility training for years. So it's not my age that causes my back to hurt or my hips to go out or whatever. It's the abuse for consecutive years. So if you're 50 and you're doing the wrong things, you might have had 25 or 30 years of doing the wrong things. Whereas if you're 30, you might have only had the wrong things being done for 10 years. It's not your age, it is the length of time you're doing the wrong things. So you don't need extreme measures to see results. You just need the right approach for where you are now. So if this message resonated with you guys, please hit that like button, and don't be afraid to hit the share button either, so that someone who needs to hear this can hear this. And drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway. I'd love to answer questions and help you guys out, but I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. That's everything for you guys. Thanks so much, and I will see you